Hello, my name's David Van Dyne, and today I will be discussing my secret project. So, what is my secret project? I'll reveal that to you right now. Drum roll, please. It is the Hatch Acts of 1887 and 1939. So I'll start out by discussing 1887 first, and then I'll move into 1939. Both of these are pretty different. So yeah, before I discuss 1887, I will let me get into the mood for it. Okay, so you're probably wondering, David, why are you dressed up as like a cowboy or a rancher? Like, what's up with that? It's because we're discussing agriculture. This is what the Hatch Act of 1887 was about, okay? So, first things first, it was first signed into law by our 22nd and 24th U.S. President, Grover Cleveland, and this was on March 2nd, 1887. And what this act did was it established experiment stations in at least one land-grant college across the entire country. So at least one college across all 50 states has this. And if we don't know what a land-grant college is, it's an institution of higher education that provides education on agriculture, military science, and mechanical arts. So what are experiment stations too? If we aren't familiar with what that is, it's a research center that conducts scientific research. So why did we establish those? Basically, it's to improve agriculture here in the U.S., to improve rural living and improve food consumption for all Americans. Just a side note, the Hatch Act of 1887 was named after William Henry Hatch, who was a U.S. representative from Missouri, and he was the chairman of the House Committee on Agriculture. Okay, so now we're going to discuss the Hatch Act of 1939. So you're probably wondering, you were just dressed up as a rancher. Why are you dressed up so formal now? What happened? Are we not discussing agriculture anymore? The answer to that is no, we are not discussing agriculture anymore because we are now discussing politics. As I stated before, the Hatch Act of 1939 and the Hatch Act of 1887 are vastly different. In fact, they actually have no connection to each other at all. So what is the Hatch Act of 1939 about? So basically, it's an act that was passed or signed into law by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. And this law kind of has two main purposes. So the first purpose is you cannot hire or fire an employee based on their political affiliations or ideologies. And the second main purpose is that all federal workplaces should be kept nonpartisan. And what I mean by that is employees cannot engage in political activities or push any agendas while they're in the workplace. Okay, so why was this act passed in the first place? What caused it? So it was passed due to a series of allegations surrounding the 1938 congressional elections. And there was this kind of widespread belief that this election was rigged. There was a lot of suspicious stuff going on, and this was mostly due to political influence of New Deal administrations. And if we aren't familiar with the New Deal, it's a series of programs and policies that were enacted during the 30s to combat the Great Depression. So one New Deal department that especially seemed kind of crooked was the WPA, also called, or it stands for the Works Progress Administration, and this was ran by Harry Hopkins. This program provided jobs to the unemployed during the Great Depression, and rumor had it that he was running this department a little crookedly, especially in swing states. Newspapers showed that WPA local offices were really tampering with elections, and this included requiring campaign contributions of employees and, using political partisanship to hire and fire people. So that's really what inspired the Hatch Act of 1939. So that is the end of my presentation. These are the sources that I used for my research, and it will also be provided in the description below.